welcome. This is your first time joining us. Hello. If you're returning, thank you for coming back and joining me for another episode, another week, keeping it up with your girl. Appreciate you, love you lots. Thank you for joining us. This is Her Path, Her Pace, where growth meets grace, and I am your host, Ariel. If you got lost, it's fine. You stumbled along the way here, might as well stick around and see what we're about. All right. Uh, how's it going for everybody? How's life going and everything? Um, let's just dive right in and talk about life lately for me. Um, what's going on for me right now? Not much, not really much of an update to give. I had another engagement, so I wasn't able to go to the civil rights event that Upward Light hosted. Um, but if you did have a chance to go, please, talk about it down below and let everyone know how it was and all of those things. So that sucks. I really wish I could have gone, but with the weather and everything rescheduled, it had to get rescheduled, and I had plans for that day, so I couldn't go. But catch them on the next two. But yeah, that's really it. Nothing much really going on in my world besides that. Yeah. Cool. So we're just gonna. Oh wait, pause. I just realized something. Alrighty. So yeah. Oh yeah. Life lately. That's it. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I will say. Oh, I guess life. What I can say before we move on to the next segment, before we move on to share steps. Episode 5 has been uploaded, and it's been uploaded since last week. I did get it up, and I got the audio and everything fixed, situated, yada yada yada. But I did not do as much of a push behind it, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. It's because I'm scared. I was a little scared to put. I know. I told y'all could if I did a bad job, or if whatever. It's not necessarily a bad job, but it is uploaded, and so I am gonna push it this week and everything. But I'm I'm asking, like, I'm giving myself grace and everything, because it was a vulnerable episode. It was a very vulnerable episode, and some things that I shared, that was my first time sharing out loud, and all that. So if it would help me, and it would be great to know, you go listen to it if you haven't. But yeah, that's why that's why I took a little backseat from Instagram and TikTok this week with pushing the episode and everything, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that it was actually that was a that episode not drained. It required a lot of emotional vulnerability, which was taxing. So I did have to take a little step back. But we're still here. I did the episode was uploaded and all of that, and yeah, so go support me, please, by showing that episode some love. All those things. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna keep moving right along. Now we're going to share steps. All right. So for this week, I want to give flowers to the one, the only, Miss Medina Monroe, also known as Coffee Bean Dean. Medina has really built something solid over the years. As one of the voices behind Cocktails Dirty Discussions, she has helped create a space where conversations about sex, relationships, accountability, and growth weren't watered down. It felt grown. It felt honest, and it felt like women talking through real life experiences without pretending. And that takes presence. But what I love is that she's not one dimensional. She's also built a career in real estate and showing off, her long she's also built a career in real, I don't know where I was about to say with that, but yeah, she's also built a career in real estate, and that is something you don't just fall into and you make a career out of it and it's a sustainable career. No, it takes discipline. It requires long-term strategy. It requires like learning a whole different business. And well, not necessarily a different business, but understanding how to cross, what is it when you take one set of skills and see how it applies to another area in your life? Yeah, that. Yeah, it makes your brain do gymnastics. Yeah, so that's one thing. And then on top of that, she's also done voiceover work, which is also a different set of skills, different arena, requires a different business mind versus and a different creative mindset. So, and it requires a different kind of confidence and control and just being comfortable enough to let your voice carry. And so when I say she's layered, I mean she is layered, honey. Okay. And recently, what I've respected most is how she's navigated her romantic breakup. Part of her wanted to disappear. Part of her wanted to pretend like everything was fine, but she didn't. She talked about it. She processed it. She is processing it. And she's letting us see her figure it out in real time. And that's brave. Because leaving, especially when love still exists, isn't easy. Leaving when people are used to seeing you attached to someone isn't easy. Leaving when people have expectations of your relationship definitely isn't easy. But sometimes leaving is the loving choice. Loving yourself enough to stop abandoning your needs. Loving the other person enough to stop forcing something that no longer fits. Loving the relationship enough to admit it's run its course. What I respect most is that she didn't wait until she had a polished, I'm healed now speech. She's letting us see her middle. She's letting us see the processing. She's letting us see the rediscovery. And that's strength. That's power. So this shared step is really about honoring that. Honoring a woman who is building business platforms, her voice, and still choosing herself when necessary. So thank you, Miss Medina. Here are your flowers. So yeah, Miss Medina, Miss Medina. Now we're gonna move to Let's Walk Through It, our main topic of discussion. All right. In theme of, you know, Miss Medina, she was being our shared steps moment and, talking about breakups and all of those things. And this is the month of love and all that shebang, shaboing, yeah. I wanted to take the time this episode to talk about something that, I had to learn and that I have something that I had already, something that I've, yeah. Similar to what Medina, when leaving is a loving choice. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about when everything in you is like, it's time to go, but you want to stay. Like when your heart is battered, broken, and torn, but it's still there, and your brain is like, go. Or when your head's still in it and your heart is still in pain, and you can't make, and you're trying, and it doesn't make sense to leave, even though you're hurting, kind of thing. Basically, just choosing yourself and all that, and leaving. And I want to talk about it, because it's something that I've had to navigate and figure out. Navigating and a breakup long overdue. And what made me backstory? Because if I'm gonna talk about it, I gotta talk about it, right? Cool. So my ex, my most recent ex, we it was a childhood crush. Um, yeah, I've been crushing on him for a while. Never said anything. Grew up around each other, not with each other, but around each other. So yeah, been crushing on him for a minute. Whatever. Boom, bam. We're grown. We've gotten older, and things happen, and we get in communication with each other and we're talking. And then he asked me out on a date. We go out on a date, and it was the rest was history. You know, kind of just kind of how it went. We clicked and it worked. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it seemed like a fairy tale. I was like, oh my goodness, I get my fairy tale. Like I genuinely was like, this is the love of my life. And it just everything just seemed so perfect. I'm not like it really did. It was so perfect to the point of like I was just like, when's the shoe gonna drop? Like we got along, and it's not even just that we got along. For the first time in a long time, I have felt seen. Like, I don't want to sit here and just like talk lollygags and just not actually put feelings and emotions behind it. For the first time in a long time, I felt seen, and I felt safe to be soft. Um, I felt because my entire life with dealing with people and just people, I've been constantly told that I'm too much, that I'm too intense, that I'm too serious, that I think too deeply about things. I don't know how to have fun. um I'm a party pooper, or people brush me off, and there's certain topics that like people won't talk about because like I'm the person you actually really can't joke with me about that because I don't find anything funny about that. I don't find anything funny about the stereotype. I don't find anything funny about the gay joke. There are some fun and I'm not saying no, pause. Not saying that I don't have not saying I don't have a sense of humor. But I mean, because I do. It's just, there are some things that yes, I am that person that I'm just like, what was the joke? Like, also, I am people. I'm not afraid of confrontation, and because I'm not afraid of confrontation, and I don't view confrontation the way like because everybody when you say confrontation, for some reason people immediately think you mean like put up dupes, and no, confrontation is meaning if I have an opposing view, I like to me because I don't know the actual textbook definition. I don't know right now, and I don't feel like looking it up. But for me, confrontation is whenever you take the time to like speak out or call somebody out about something that was done to for whether it's for clarification purposes or not. It's not always a physical thing. It doesn't always lead to a physical altercation. Confrontation can, but confrontation isn't always physical altercations. And being with that being said, whether it was physical or not, I've never been afraid of confrontation. So because I feel what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, whatever. And if I feel like I've been slighted, or if I feel like there's a misunderstanding, or I'm just the type, if a conversation can be had to clear the situation, a conversation can be had to clear the situation. Doesn't have to be a bad conversation, but I am going to confront you about it for clarification. Like that's just that. Um, so and that's a lot. That could be a lot for some people. And I'm blunt. I can be blunt. And no lie, I'm very blunt. And I have tailored my bluntness according to how if I like you or not, if I care about your feelings or not. If I care about your feelings, then you're not gonna get I'm not gonna just unless I know you can truly genuinely handle that straight cut, or 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 you've been I've tried several different ways and you still just not understand it. Okay, I'm just gotta just say it. But typically, if I genuinely love you and care about you, then I am going to take the time and I'm going to consider your feelings with what I need to tell you. Okay, with however I feel, whatever conversation I need to bring to you, I'm not just gonna be blah and just slap you in the face all the time. Like it's gonna be some caution and gentleness with it. Still blunt, but I handle it with care. Versus people who I don't really care about your feelings. I don't really care how you feel, what you say, or anything. If you feel big, bold enough to ask me, I'm gonna tell you the blunt, honest truth. I'm gonna just say it. And that's a lot. Okay, y'all. He's the first, and he was the first person in a long time, like while we were dating, getting to know each other, talking, and all of that, that just let me be me. As crazy as that is all that I just said, yeah, he just let me be me. And he accepted it. And at least I thought he did. And it was so crazy. And he was the first guy. Yeah, first guy to like actually like the first guy to claim to like and love all of the things that people had told me were too much about me. I was just like, oh, oh. And also the place where I was at in dating was I was being very intentional with my dating. So I wasn't dating a lot of people because I wasn't. I had went out on a couple dates prior to him. It was only one other guy that I seriously was considering before him, but then things didn't work out and it just didn't happen that way, whatever. But I was in my era of being intentional with dating. So and being intentional with my feelings and being intentional with love and all of that. So you pair my intentionality with a guy for the first time claiming to like and love and showing up at the time as somebody who all of those things that people have told me all my life are too much and that I need to be aware of or have restraints around or whatever. He just accepted it. And he claimed to like and love those things about me. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. And it just made me be like, oh. I was like, yeah. So I was like, this is what love is. Like somebody who like sees me and accepts me and wants me, like all of this, like all of me. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it kind of like, yeah. And so I fell in love. And I fell hard. I fell fast. I fell hard. I fell fast. Y'all, he was cheating on me. He was cheating on me with his baby mama, and he cheated on me with several other girls. Yeah. So he really ain't shit. And tried to play in my face, and I was the dumb one because I went back because that wasn't the first. He cheated on me. He was cheating on me. And God was trying to get me to get up out that situation several times. God gave me several opportunities to walk up out the door and leave that nappy head boy alone. But I was in it. Like I was like, no. This is the first guy to say all of these things, but now he's treating me like shit. Oh man, he was good about that. He laid that foundation very early on, very strong. Laid it on thick at the beginning. But that's the thing. He didn't even lay it on thick. that's what made it so realistic. It wasn't because I've had the love bomber. I've had the over excess man. I've had that. I've had the one who showered me in gifts and attention and things like that. And he also still was not shit. So because that nigga, because that nigga intentionally lied and manipulated me. No, yes, he intentionally lied and manipulated me using the one scenario that I told him was a deal breaker just to try and as he claims in his attempt to tell me he just wanted me to give him more attention. Hit me with a 30 bullet point list of everything I did in one night to piss him off. Yeah, that's what that other nigga did. And that's what the nigga who love bombed me with. I mean, I don't even want to say love bomb. That was what the nigga that's what the nigga did who paid for everything. I didn't have to ask, beg, want for nothing. Gas was always in my tank full always. If I wanted my nails done, that was no question. Lashes done, wax done. School if I needed something for school, done. Like, and that's what that nigga did. So I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, I'm not going like you can't shower me with the gifts and and just, give me all of that and think that's gonna make me stay because I've already had that. And yeah, no. So and it did make me stay then. So it wasn't even that he laid it on thick, the most recent ex. He didn't lay it on thick. It was very normal. It was just like we spent a lot of time together. We spent a lot of time and ended up spending a lot of time. We got to know each other. Well, I thought I did. I thought I got to know the nigga. Thought I got to know him. But in reality, I didn't. Because he was a low down, dirty, cheating dog. Yeah, beyond cheating, he never made me a priority. He didn't. I never felt like a priority. Um, well, actually, rewind, because I'm not gonna say I never felt like a priority. I was a priority for him for about I want to say 2 months. 2 months. That man laid foundational work for 2 months. 2 months. And I was 2 months. Foundational work for 2 months. Yeah. And it's so hard. It's so hard when you in it to see it. I ain't gonna sit here and act like that because it was like that's what it really was. It was just hard to see it in the moment and like accept it. Because here's the thing, he cheated. Found out he cheated. Was cheating because she came to his graduation. Had had suspicions before. Had suspicions before. Even gave him the chance to fess up and be honest and just tell me and start cleaning over with the whole cheating thing. He still didn't even fess up and be honest about what the freak he was doing. Still lied. He still lied. And so then she came to his graduation. And I'm the type of person, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about no other bitch. I ain't never. I've never cared about another woman. I don't. I'm not in a relationship with her. I don't owe her nothing. She don't owe me nothing. Respect would be nice. The only respect I felt I owed her was as his baby mama because she has his child. But the child wasn't even there, so I ain't gonna hold y'all. We sitting at this graduation, I'm sitting up there just as confused as everybody else because I'm like, what the fuck? He gave me no warning, and she was sitting there. I was like, okay. So the whole time, I'm not worried about her. I'm, I'm thinking about all the fucking million ways I'm about to tear into this nigga. Then I like the dummy, who was madly in love. Once the nigga started talking, yeah, it didn't matter what she was saying. It didn't matter what she was saying because I'm like, I don't know you. I don't care about you. Like, whatever. It didn't matter what she showed me. It didn't matter none of that. I should have believed her. It didn't matter none of that. Didn't matter none of that. We stayed together. I ain't let him touch me for about a month. So yeah, I ain't let him touch me for about a month. And then, I kind of just fell back in love. Like, literally, like, I decided to stay, decided to forgive, decided to work through. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, and like over time, started like my feelings were still there. We fell back into our routine and how we were and all the things. And I stayed and ain't think nothing of it. Ain't think nothing of it. Nigga was cheating on me the whole fucking time still. Nigga was still cheating on me whole fucking time. I said, oh, okay. And what's so crazy? He was still cheating on me with her. Broke up with me on what would have been our 6 month. When I asked, are we breaking up? Lied to me, said no. Waited a week later to get me to come over to confirm what I was asking him then if we had broken up. He confirmed it then, yes, and then tried to sleep with me. Fuck. Why would I want you to touch me? Why would I want you to kiss me, hug me, anything to deal with you, on me, near me, around me? And you just played in my face. Yeah, fast forward. Christmas, his baby mama pull up to my mama and daddy house on some BS, ready to fight me because of his bullshit. I was like, oh, so you've been cheating this whole time. And just so you could have whatever with her for Christmas and have no problems. Because I did cause problems for Thanksgiving because you didn't go. You didn't go back over there that night like you were supposed to. Like y'all were talking about in y'all text messages, but you thought I didn't read, and then tried to play me like I was stupid because I called you out on it. That's fine. That's fine. Just to, now we're here. We're dealing with this shit. I'm like, and she's standing in front of my door. Keep in mind, at this point, me and nigga not together. We ain't even together no more. We're not together. Last time he touched me was at Thanksgiving, probably. Yeah, actually. Now I think that, yeah, actually. Actually, because we started having fucking problems. Why did we start having problems after that? Because she started coming back in the picture because he wanted to be around his daughter for Christmas. But instead of being a grown ass man and just putting his fucking foot down and being like, I want to see my daughter. That's my daughter. I have the right to see my child. You have no right. And whoever I'm dealing with, dating, if you have a problem, then you can have a problem, whatever. And we can only deal with my child through your mom. But this is my girlfriend. This is who I'm with. Love it, hate it, like it. I don't care. You got to deal with it. But he ain't no grown ass man. He a little ass boy. And he doesn't want to grow up. So, yeah, that was. And so instead of being a grown man and setting the boundary with her, no, he continued to let her play and continue to let her constantly disrespect me, which ultimately means he never respected me, which ultimately means he never chose me and he never loved me. He was choosing her, and that was a cool. I was like, oh, cool. So when she came to my house and pulled up on me, her and all that, everything that happened with that situation. And then I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was so lost. I was so freaking lost and hurt. Cause I'm just like, bro, what? What the freak? Like, what the freak? I did the thing that everybody says, like, they say stick it out. Work. Cause and that's the thing, we had other things that we were still like, cause we were still learning each other. So we still have the issues of learning each other. And like life was also still happening. Like my mom had passed away. I was literally grieving. I was literally grieving. This man was supposed to come with me to see my mom, and he was home cheating. He was at home cheating. He was supposed to come see my mom with me. He knew my mom was up in the hospital from cancer. Knew she was in the hospital having brain surgery. Knew she was in the hospital hooked up on ventilators. Knew my mom had got moved to hospice. Did he come with me any of those times? No. 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 No, he didn't. But I was so blind and hurt because I had so many other things. So many other things. And I was just like, he's still calling. He's still checking up on me. He's still on the phone with me at night. Like, and all those things. It's still great. It's still fine. It's still great. It's still fine. Whatever. In reality, I was holding on because out of everything else, it was like, I mean, the job I had wasn't the job I wanted. Like, literally, I have mommy issues. And I talked about that a little bit. I talked about that last episode. So you can only imagine what I'm going through dealing with the fact that she just passed away. Okay, so I'm dealing with that and the grief. Do y'all really think? Do y'all really like? I know when you get in those places, you get put into one of two modes. Either you have the energy to deal with it, or you don't have the energy to deal with it. I don't think I had the energy to deal with it. And by me not having the energy to deal with it, I didn't have the energy to see it. I was feeling it. I still was feeling it. I was still like the emotions. The emotions didn't go freaking nowhere. I wish I could have gone numb. I ain't gonna hold nobody. These past 2 years, I wish I could have gone numb. I'm not gonna lie. No lie. No lie. No lie. No lie. No lie. No lie. I wish I could have gone numb, but no. So I felt every single thing, everything that was getting done to me, I was feeling it. I was feeling it all. I was just pushing it down. I was pushing it down, but I felt it all. I felt it all. But by me not having the energy to deal with it, when you don't have the energy to deal with it, you either accept it or reject it, and I just accepted it. I'm gonna be honest, I accepted it. And here's the thing, it had nothing to do with my self-esteem or anything, because in the past I've left. That's the thing. I have no problem choosing myself over a situation. I've left friendships. I've left romantic relationships. I don't even deal with certain family because of this. Like, I genuinely have no problem choosing myself over hurt situations. That's never been my story until now. Well, no, that's never been my story. Not even until now. That's never been my story. I just had so much going on and clouding my brain and my heart and everything. I just accepted it. I just did not want to deal and face it. Like, that's it. I didn't want to fight it. I just accepted it. I just accepted it. Not because I had low self-esteem. I just literally did not have the mental, emotional, physical capacity to deal with all of that. So I just accepted it. And that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Because I've always believed in, and I've known this, that there does come a time and a point where you have to choose to love yourself more than the other, more than whatever that thing is, more than whatever that person is, more than whatever the situation is, more than whatever the opportunity is. You have to know when you are going to draw the line. You have to know that for yourself. You have to know when is the time to walk away. You do. And I have been pretty good about knowing that for myself. Y'all, I just had so much going on. I just genuinely did not have the capacity to deal with it. No, didn't have the capacity. I didn't want to deal with it. So I just accepted it and let it happen. And in letting it happen and all of that, I was losing myself. I was being drained. And by accepting the cheating, I was accepting not being made a priority. I was accepting not mattering. I was accepting somebody just constantly hurting my feelings. I was accepting somebody not caring about me. I was accepting somebody not showing up and truly loving me. I was accepting somebody who has blatantly shown time and time and time again that they will choose their own happiness over mine. They will choose to sacrifice my happiness for whatever else. They will choose to hurt me because of whatever else they feel is better in their eyes. He had shown me time and time again. No lie, he has shown me time and time again. He will not choose me. Like, I will not be his priority. I will not be at the top of his list. When it comes to life or death, maybe. Because when my siblings thought I was missing, when nobody could find me, and they thought me and him were still dealing with each other, they texted and he blew up my phone to find me. Like, he stopped whatever he was doing to try and find me. But like, no, it's kind of like, if I don't matter to you, just like in general, I am my dad's oldest, and with all the things I dealt with my mom and all of that, I don't want to cry again today. I already cried. I cried last episode. I don't want to cry again this episode. But with everything that went on with my mom and stuff, and everything that went on with with all the situation with my mommy issues, I also had daddy issues. Simply just never, like, because my dad is a very critical person. And it just, my dad always had a critique. So it just seemed like sometimes you just never were good enough as you were. So um dealing with that, and now I'm in a relationship with a man, with a boy who, by not making me a priority, is once again saying you're not enough to matter. You're not enough to matter to me. Like, you're not enough to matter to me to make you a priority. So, and my dad kept questioning. I don't understand why she's still sticking around and saying, well, Pops, hate to break it to you, but you kind of made me not feel good enough either. So, and I still believe you love me. And I still believe you care about me. And I still believe you want the best for me. But it's part of it. It's part of it. So yeah. And but yeah. So, like, that's what was going on. And what point did I realize, like, and here's the thing, my excuse, the reason why I was staying was because I was convincing myself that a good partner works it out. Like, you stay and you work it out. You work through your situation. You work through the problem. You don't just give up and leave. Because, like, that's something, like, y'all, I have been known as a leaver. This is the first relationship that I stayed. This is the first relationship that I stayed, y'all. I'm never doing that again. I am not. Let this be known. Let the world know. I am not. I repeat, I am not doing that again. I am not doing that again. Because now, here's the thing. I'm waking up and I'm coming back to realization as to who I am and who the fuck I am. As to whose I am and who the fuck I am. So, y'all, I'm never doing that again. He almost had me. They almost broke me down. They almost did. Almost. Very close. Very, very close. But I didn't. And yeah, I'm not going. Yeah, that ain't. Yeah, no. Fuck no. And I mean that. So yeah. Don't. Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, I was convincing, like, I was like, this is you being patient. This is unconditional love. This is this is what is required for a relationship to work. Like this tension, this figuring it out, and he's had all of these ways. He's been done this way so long, and he doesn't really know who to trust. And I'm just making excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse, which is just bullshit. It was just bullshit. It was just a load of bullshit. It was a load of bullshit. Like that's really what it was. Once I opened my eyes and once I finally leaned back on God, once I finally gave everything up and surrendered and said, "Man, I am tired. I legit cannot keep going like this." I was like, "Oh, Ariel, you've been bullshitting. You just been BSing. You've been lying to yourself and lying about that boy. And you've been letting that boy play in your face like you don't know who you are. What's wrong with you? Are you serious? Even if you would have seen yourself if 2 years ago, if Ariel from 2 years ago could see you right now, she would be laughing in your face. And that's crazy because who says that? Who says that a past version of them will be looking at a current version of them and laughing? That means you went backwards. That means you went backwards. Ew, no, what the fuck? Wake up. And that's exactly what the fuck I did. And here's the thing. I can't sit here and act like the wake up happened immediately. Because, well, actually, the wake up did happen immediately. The strength and power to walk away and leave didn't. Because my emotions were very much like the feelings and emotions that I had for him, very much so real, very much so still there, very much so still involved and, heavily rooted in all of that with him. So it was a process. It was definitely a process. I walked away a total because that's what's so crazy. Within that time span, we dealt with each other within the first. We officially broke up 6 months. Never got back together. Never got back together. Never got back in a relationship. Still dealt with each other as if we were in a relationship, but we weren't together. So we were in a relationship 6 months. Continued to deal with each other for at least dealt with each other for another 8 months after that. On and off for 8 months after that. And we weren't together, but the whole premise was that we were working on being back together. So that meant not dealing with other people. None of that. I should have known though when he told me if you talk to other people, I would understand. If you wanted to talk and date with other people, I would understand. I should have known that motherfucker was out there dicking his whatever. But me being the dumb fool I was at the time, I was being a dummy, and I knew it. But yeah. But when August came at my big sister's wedding, and I was surrounded by people who genuinely love each other, like in love with each other, been through stuff, and chose each other, still choosing each other, choosing to be better for each other, and making your partner better, and just seeing what genuine mutual love is and being surrounded by it, it woke me up. It woke me up. Because love is patient. Love is kind. Love is enduring. Love is unconditional. Love is forgiving. And I realized at that moment, I was the only person showing love. I was the only person in love. Because not once. Not once. After those 2 months, after those first 2 months, wasn't a priority. The very things he claimed to love about me, he started complaining about. I was becoming too much. I was becoming too intense. He didn't like that I called him out. He didn't like that I made him take accountability. He didn't like that I wouldn't allow him to run from it. He no longer loves those things about me. And I didn't realize that until August. Until August. Like, and it was literally being surrounded by family and love. Real family and real love. And I was like, that man doesn't love me. He never had. And so I walked away that night. I sure did. I walked away that night. Because I was like, I don't want to be with somebody like that. I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't love me. Who doesn't genuinely like actually love me. Who isn't in love with me. So I walked away in August. And yeah, walked away in August, and he didn't really beg and plead or nothing. I ain't gonna hold you. I let him come back easy. I let him come back easy. I did. I let him come back easy. And when he came back, was he came back and he got what he wanted. When he came back, he disappeared. Like, he did all the things, made it sound like, he was gonna get it right and get it together, and disappeared. I said, oh, okay, that's what we do. And when he couldn't come back after that, and I didn't let him come back, and I didn't talk to him. I didn't even open the door. I didn't. I didn't open the door. And then he came back, and I was like, you know what? Fine. Against my better judgment, I did open the door. And he was in here in my apartment begging, pleading on his hands and knees. He claims he was on his hands and knees because I wouldn't look his way. I still didn't look at him when he was on his hands and knees in front of me. So, okay. Begging and pleading for a time limit and all that stuff to get another chance. So I was like, and I know y'all probably like, why you keep giving him chances? Why you keep giving him chances? And I'm just, y'all, I'm still invested with this. I still have feelings. I still feel for him. Yes, I'm upset and I'm angry and I'm hurt. And I'm like, yeah, I'm upset, I'm angry, and I'm hurt and all those things. But like, I still have like real strong feelings. Because keep in mind, this is the first relationship that I was intentional about. So my feelings, my heart, my love, like everything was very heavy. And I am a Christian. I do believe in God, and because of that, I have God's unconditional love, and I give it. Like I love unconditionally. And I usually have I typically have better boundaries with it. I just, yeah, with this, it was a weak moment, weak time. It was just so much going on. There was so much going on that I was weak on my boundaries with it this time. And it cost me a lot. It cost me a lot. I'm still paying for it right now. I'm still paying for it right now. Back to what I was saying. He came back, please, whatever. Told him I'd give him a time limit. He asked for a week. I told him I'd give him 2. Really, I did a month. I was giving him 2 weeks because I was giving him 2 weeks because I was gonna be out of town. And so that first week, it wasn't really much he could do besides show up on the phone through text and phone calls, which is, I know he can do that. So that week that didn't prove anything. Him calling and texting, that's something he can do. He's done that. That didn't show me nothing. So, gave him 2 weeks. I told him I gave him 2 weeks. I put in my phone, I gave him a month. He didn't know when that deadline would be up. And that deadline was for me because the way I was thinking was those 2 weeks, I was going to check in and see how he felt he was doing after that. Did he feel that he was stepping up to the plate? Did he feel okay with what has happened in those 2 weeks? And let me tell you, same shit that here's the thing. I ain't gonna hold y'all. At first, I didn't even want, I gave him the chance just so he could show, just for himself. Not because I really wanted him to have another chance. Not because I believe he could do better, because I didn't. I still don't. I know he can't because he hasn't. He still hasn't. He still doesn't get it. And that's just that. But yeah, he literally, but I gave him that so he could see for himself how uninvested in this relationship he really is. Like, you keep saying things, you keep lying, and you've been lying for so long that I think you believe it. I think you believe it. So that was honestly my mindset, was maybe he'll actually see how much he really does not care. Like, no matter how hard he tries, he really doesn't care. Because the same stuff that I had been complaining about dealing with the whole time with us being together, outside of the cheating. Because that's the thing, it was other issues. Like, there were other issues that we were dealing with. So outside of the cheating, all of the other stuff he still didn't do. We live in the same city. When he was trying to get my attention, the man asked me out on 3 dates, trying to get my attention. How many dates did we go out on in them 2 weeks? How many dates did we go out in that month? How many dates did he plan? But how many dates did we actually go out on? He did not buy a bouquet. He did not buy me flowers one time in that month. Definitely gave me a bouquet of flowers when he was trying to get my attention, when he was trying to get me back. I like flowers. This vase has not been used. But he's still very much convinced that he's in love with me and that all the, but he doesn't. So, and I had to be honest with myself and realize, and this was literally what I had to tell myself. Do you believe he loves you? Like, actually, do you believe he loves you? You know, maybe. He keeps saying it. And he keeps saying it so heartfelt, and he keeps saying it every single time. So maybe he does. Do you want to be loved the way he's loving you, though? No. So why are you still here? I don't know. And that was like, and that was it. It wasn't even like a big argument. It wasn't nothing. And what did it? Oh yeah, my calendar reminder went off when that month was up. Because after those 2 weeks, I had checked in with him, and he still wasn't showing up. We didn't go out on a date. Checked in. He was aware. He was aware that he needed to step up. He said he was going to step up, so he got another 2 weeks. He didn't know I was giving him another 2 weeks. He didn't know. He just thought he got it. He just thought, oh, we cool, we good, cool, fine. He didn't know it was another 2 weeks. I honestly forgot I even put that in my doggone calendar. That the month timeline. Y'all, I had got so invested back into him. Like, oh my goodness, I was starting to be drained again by him because he was not making me a priority. He was not pouring into my cup. He was just taking. He was just taking. So I just had to be honest with myself. Like, he might love me. He might. But I don't want to be loved the way he loves. I don't. Because the way he loves mistreats me. The way he loves, I'm not a priority. The way he loves everybody else and everything and everybody else matters more. I have to be unreachable, lost, or dying for me to become a priority. Do I want a partner in life where that's the only time I'm really going to matter to them? No. It's, and even if that's not, do I want a partner in life where that's the only time their words and actions are going, like, of me mattering to them are going to align? No, I don't. I don't. And that was just that. And that's when I had to make that. That was the conversation, the process, my thought process behind all of it. Do I want to stay here with somebody who loves me this way? If he keeps saying that he loves me and keeps claiming that, okay, do I want to be loved this way? No, I can love me better. I do love me better. And that's when loving me, that's when leaving was the loving choice. And that's when it finally stuck. So yeah, I chose me because I can love me better. I don't deserve to be treated like that. I don't want to be loved like that. Man, it's just that. Still care about him. I still want the best for him. I do. But I don't want that. So that's that. So yeah, if you find yourself sitting and being like, am I choosing to stay because I want to stay, or am I choosing to just accept because I don't want to face and deal with it? If you find yourself asking that, take a pause. Like, legit, take a pause, take a beat. Like, legit, take a beat and actually sit there with that. And I promise you, if you be honest with yourself and actually go, because I'm telling you, if I would have actually taken the time, I know for a fact, because I know me, I know who I am. If I know for a fact, if I would have actually taken the time and been honest with myself and sat with my feelings and sat with everything, I would have left a long time ago. I would have left in October. Actually, screw that. I would have left in September. I would have left in September. Me and that boy we wouldn't have made it past 4 months. We had 2 good months and we would have had 2 bad months. And them 2 bad months would have been me trying. If I actually would have sat with my feelings instead of running from them. I felt like I had a valid reason for not dealing with them because I didn't want to deal with the emotions with my mom's passing and all of that. By me not wanting to deal with that, it made me ignore a lot of other things too. So, not saying it was okay that I was ignoring my feelings. Not saying I regret ignoring my feelings because I've learned a lot by making that choice then. I've learned a lot now by making that choice then. So I'm not saying I would change it. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying if you find yourself in a similar situation, or not even in a similar situation, but if you find yourself in a situation where you are asking yourself, am I dealing with this because like I'm choosing to accept and ignore it because I don't want to face it? Because if you are, then I would push back and say face it. Face it. I mean, because the reality is you're either gonna face it then or you're gonna face it later, but you're gonna have to face it at some point. So why not face it now? Yeah, so that's my story. So maybe, hopefully, prayerfully, I went through it. So you don't have to. But if you did go through it, I see you. I've been you. I get it. And it's okay. You live, you learn. So that's that. But that's all I have to say on that. So now we're gonna keep going. Letters along the way. Letters along the way. Remember, this is the part of the episode where your voice, your stories Your lessons and your messages, they matter. They want, and they will be shared for the world to hear. So if you would like, you can send those letters in to lettersalongtheway@gmail.com. Also, if you would like any advice, I am not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I am none of those things. I have taken a couple classes, so I know a little something, but I'm not certified. I am not. So it's definitely going to be very much so unqualified advice. And I'm going to give you real honest advice that I can only give from my perspective and my lens. So if you trust that, or yeah, if you, I mean, if you want a bit of advice, I would say take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, if you feel comfortable, write those in too, and I'll give it my best shot. I promise I will. I will take them seriously, and I will give it my best shot. You can also send those to lettersalongtheway@gmail.com. That is lettersalongtheway@gmail.com. That, yeah. Also, don't forget we are doing. I don't know. Actually, yes, we are. I still want to do the shared steps episode at the end of the month, honoring Black women in our lives throughout history that have been inspirational and all of those things. So if you have a personal story about a woman that has been inspirational, a Black woman in your life, or a Black woman throughout history that you don't feel is highlighted enough that you would like for me to highlight, please email those letters to herpath@gmail.com, and in the subject line have give her flowers. All right, now we're gonna move on to her playlist. All right, for this week's playlist, song on our playlist for this week. I don't know why I felt like that was weird. Okay, anyways, cool. Yeah, we have one song again, and I know, God forgive me, Lord Jesus forgive me. You know my heart, okay? You know my heart, and I know I've been cussing this episode, but it is it's a gospel song. Well, gospel. Let me go to gospel. No, go to song. Okay, what the album? That's fine. Oh, this is single. It's Christian, contemporary Christian music, Christian pop. And it is called "Proud of You" by Sharon Gardner. Yes, Sharon Gardner. And the reason why I made this song the song of the week on her playlist for this week is because, like I said, last week was very heavy, and very emotional. And I just put on a random gospel playlist on Apple Music. And I was listening, not listening, like, like passively listening. And this song came on. And when this song came on, I immediately just tears, because it's not necessarily, and I genuinely felt like it was God's confirmation for me of him saying, like, no, I am proud of you. I am proud of where you're going. I am proud of what you're doing. I'm proud of who you are becoming. I'm proud of you, my child. And I needed to hear it from, or no, like like I did need to hear it. My soul needed to hear it. My spirit needed to hear it. And yeah, because that feeling of, I don't know. It was just the state I'm in, and the things, like the path, like this journey, me being on this path, her pace. Y'all, I keep saying this. I'm on this journey with y'all. I'm learning with you. You guys are witnessing me be vulnerable and healing in real time, real life. Sometimes it's happening on camera. Sometimes it's me reflecting back and telling y'all about it on camera. But this is unknown to me. Like I'm actively, like, how when I told y'all the unknown is an opportunity for you to write whatever and make it whatever. I'm also navigating and accepting and being open to I can make it whatever, I can be whatever, I can do whatever because it's unknown, but also just the other side of how that is also scary. Like y'all, I'm actively here with y'all. So when this song played, it got past, like it made me click in, it made me be aware, it made me listen, and it fed my soul, it fed my spirit, and I felt like my father was speaking to me. So if you need, maybe some of you, maybe I don't know, if that's a song you need, and that was another thing. My dad told me, get a song, get a scripture, something for when you feel, when you are, while you're on this, because the thing is, and then here's the thing, just because you're aware of what you're doing and you're aware you're becoming, that does not mean the attacks are gonna stop. Sorry. The Bible says no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It never said that the weapon will not form. It never said that the attack will not come. It just said it won't prosper. So just because I'm aware of it, just because I'm aware that it's an attack, just because I'm aware that it is a weapon, I'm just because I'm aware it's a distraction trying to get me off course, because I'm finally stepping into alignment. I'm finally stepping into who I'm supposed to become. I'm finally here. Just because I'm aware doesn't mean it make it any easier. So I needed that song last week, and maybe you do too. So I'm sharing it with you. It's called Proud of You, Sherwin Gardner. And it's just, for me, it was God saying, I see you and I'm proud of you. I promise. I promise. I promise I am. So that's that. Yeah, Papa stop. Papa stop. Mama stop. Nice. Cute. Yum. Oh, I'll be right back, actually. All right. Cool. So, yes. Now we're going to go on to Glow Up Goals so like we've been journaling. How has journaling been going for y'all? Like I said, last week was a heavy week. So I actually only journaled at the end of the week last week, and it was to release everything. Because last week was a heavy week. So like, and I already know what journaling does for me. Journaling brings up a lot of emotions, and I always feel great after. Like I always feel, but it is a lot for me. At times when I already know I'm in a heavy space, so I was already in a heavy space from doing last week's episode. So going into journaling last week was a little difficult for me last week. So I did only journal at the end of the week to reflect over everything and how I was feeling. But I think this week I'm gonna do every day. So yeah, I'm not as in heavy of a headspace and everything. So we can I believe I can pick it up and do it every day this week. I have the mental capacity, to do that and handle that this week. But yeah, how is that going for everybody? How was that? How did it feel? What did it bring up? Has it brought up any emotions for you? Have you realized that that's what's triggering you and bringing up all these emotions for you? I don't know. Have you even started? Have you even committed to journaling? Why you ain't doing it? Are you scared? What you scared of? You scared of yourself? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We're becoming, right? We're on this journey. Her path, her pace. Your path, your pace. We're on this journey together, one day at a time. Yeah. And yeah. So, as you know, we're going to keep that going for this month. Keep journaling. Like I said, your frequency of journaling is up to you. Like I said, last week, I only did it at the end of the week to reflect over how I was feeling, because I was heavy. I was feeling pretty heavy last week, and I couldn't deal with that and the heaviness of journaling, and it just would have been too much for me. So I just only did it one day at the end of the week to release and let go. But yeah, I believe this week I'm gonna do every day. So or at least try every day, probably every night before I go to bed. And then let's see, for this week, I want you to take yourself out on a solo date this week. Um, but I want it to be an intentional solo date. Like I want it to be in a solo date where you actually go out and do something that makes you feel good. Not just, take yourself out just to take yourself out and say, oh, I went. No. Like actually sit and think and be like, because like the point of this solo date and self-love and all of that this month with love and everything is we're supposed to also be actually learning ourselves. So in this process of self-love, you're supposed to be learning yourself. So be intentional with where you take yourself out on a date this week, and making sure it's something that you will actually enjoy, that you'll actually enjoy. Or, it might be something that you thought you might have enjoyed and you find out that you don't. But the thing is, you were intentional about whatever it was and thinking about it and going and doing it. So yeah, go do that this week. And our daily affirmation is I choose love. That is our daily affirmation for this week. Last week, our daily affirmation was I love you. You told yourself I love you in the mirror every morning, every night. So this week, we're going to add to that, and we're going to also say I choose love. So you're going to tell yourself I love you, and you're going to say I choose love. That is our affirmation for this week. Okay? Cool. Cool. Now we're moving on to Grace Note. Grace Note. This is the grace note that I want to leave with you guys. Because I know we talked. I mean, yes, no, I know we talked about last month our daring to begin. That was our theme and everything, and all of those. But like when you decide, even here in love and relationships, when you decide to leave something that is ending something, and you're deciding to start a new beginning, there as well. You're betting on yourself and asking for a new chance at love, and that is also scary, and that is also a new beginning. And so, I wanted to read from my mini devotion book, our grace note, and it's called The Grace of a New Beginning, and it's this reads: He who was seated on the throne said, "I am making everything new." That is Revelations 21:5. It is a sign of God's immeasurable grace that no person ever reaches a stage in life where one cannot start over. Each day that dawns is a new beginning. Our God is the God of second chances. Do not allow whatever may have happened in the past to cause you to lose sight of what the future may hold. If you wish to make a fresh start, make a firm decision to be done with your old life, even though it will still try to enslave you. All new life comes from God alone. Continually affirm that new life flows through you as a result of God's grace, and you will receive the inheritance of new life that is yours in Christ. Lord of new beginnings, thank you that each new day your mercies are new and I can begin again. Amen. No. So, yes. Thank you guys once again for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Any information, updates, and all social links will be down below in the description box. So please be sure to read it. Once again, please turn on those post bell notifications so you are notified every time a new episode is uploaded. Subscribe as well because we need the subscribers. Listen, download, watch the episode. That'd be great. You're helping me. I love you. So help me help you because so we can continue helping each other. Okay? Okay. But yes, once again, thank you guys so much for sticking it out with me. And I will catch you next week. So until next time, remember to pause, breathe, take a beat, and always give yourself grace. Bye.